Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is the second of other second.
Other second. It's two other two. It's like what do you call it? Like a palindrome or something. It's not really. It's a palindrome and something. It's like David.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not a palindrome, but it's still good.
It's a partial palindrome.
Partial. It's a partial palindrome, something like that. Okay, so now
right.
what are we talking about?
We're
talking about the frog.
Yeah, the frog, not the fraud.
The frog, not a fraud. It was a real frog.
All right, so basically we're talking about the Gemara that Rabbi Bar Bachane was having a bride said that he saw a frog who was
so big he ate a city.
Yes.
How big was the city?
No, he didn't eat the city. It was the size of a city.
The size of a city.
And how big of a city was 60 houses.
60 houses, big city.
Yes, and then came
a
snake and swallowed the frog fully.
Swallowed him completely.
Yes.
So imagine how big was the snake.
Yes, and then came a bird and eat the snake.
So imagine
swallowed it fully, and then
imagine how big is this bird.
Imagine yet. 1 second, we're not thinking imagining yet. And then this bird went and sat on a tree. Go and see what was the size of the tree.
Right. So
you don't do it all.
I was parsing it down.
Anyway, so Nachman comes and brings that listening to music from a non-holy source,
yeah,
it's not good for you, and it's actually
yeah, and it comes from actually
because it's actually coming.
Yeah.
The bad music is coming from the non-kosher bird, and the good music comes from a kosher bird.
Right.
Because we know it from the two birds for a metzora, right?
Right.
Etzaras comes from
Lashon
and the way to fix your voice cords,
yeah,
is by having two birds sing.
Because you use your vocal cords to speak evil.
So
now you need to the same idea of vocal cords needs to repair it.
Right.
So that's the two birds.
Two live,
meaning two birds from the side of good.
Yeah.
Instead of the birds from the side of evil that influenced your talk.
And then the fixation that in the way to you can listen to music with that from anybody and not getting affected by that is by learning Torah Shebal Peh, Gemara.
Right, Gemara at night. Yeah.
Why? Because Moshe Rabbeinu was in the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights, and he how did he know when it's day and when it is night? It was up there.
Right up there. There's no
daytime. He was learning Torah Shebechtav, Chumash, Nevi'im, Ksuvim.
Written.
At night, he was learning Torah Shebal Peh. And then he brings from the Ari, and he learns it from Komironi Balaylo and stuff. All right.
Yeah.
And then he brings up that they said in the Ari that the Moshe and the Klippe.
Right. So the birds in that's an evil. They are the intellect, the expression of intellect of the klipa, of the husks.
And then he explains, and he connects all of that to the Gemara. And he said that Rabbi Bar Bachane said that I saw a frog, tzfardea in Hebrew, tzipor dea. Tzfardea, if you divide it to two, it's tzipor dea.
Of knowledge, a bird of
yeah. And the Avek Yagre de Agrunie, that he was calling with his throat, Akre de Agrunie, calling with his throat. And then he asked him, Akre de Agrunie kame avi. Shittim batin, and three is this calling 60, with his throat. How do you fix it? Through the 60 Masechtes.
Yeah.
And Reb Shmuel said, and Rabbi Shmuel said, Talmud HaKoma. This means like learning Torah.
Yeah.
Talmud. And then Asetanine Balao.
So then it says the bird came, the snake came and swallowed.
And Rabbi Shmuel explains that Rabbe Komerle, meaning through learning.
Meaning instead of
if you
the regular meaning is Rabbe said. So he says no, Rabbe Komerle. That's
it was like I was sitting and learning.
Was saying it the way of Rabbe, being
I
big,
will be a Rabbe.
Big shot. I'll be a Rabbe.
I'll be a Rabbe. He told himself Rabbe Komerle.
Right. So that was the snake. The snake was that he thought
the snake
when he came to learn the 60 Masechtes, right? So what was the snake that swallowed it? Yeah. So what was it? The snake that swallowed it was because he was learning it not for its own sake. Instead, he learned it to be. Look, I'm going to be such a
Rabbe Komerle. היינו על ידי שילמד בשביל שיתקרא רבי. או עושה פושקנצה, and Rabbi Shmuel explained Orev. Rev is also
right.
the meaning
so what's
of
this
night.
word is right, which means a raven usually, right? And then, but it also means nighttime. So,
Yes.
So that's how you fix. That's how he fixes his rabbah.
Yeah.
How that I'm going to be
learn
big.
at night, so nobody sees you
Nobody
learning.
sees you learning. It's you're learning. You can only be only learning for learning for the sake of itself. Yeah.
I know it's going to protect you from the snake. It's going to swallow the snake away from you.
Yeah.
Usolik yose beilone. That this is a pchina ilone, pchinas Avraham Avinu. It said by him, "Vayita eshel," שהוא pchinas chesed.
Right. He planted the tree. Yeah.
היינו שליחות של חסד שנמשך עליו, מגן עליו מן הנחש, דהו חזי, כמה נופיש חלד אילונה.
So see how great is this tree. See how great is the chesed of Avram, that it protects from the.
And this is also explains the Mishnah. עשה לך רב וקנה לך חבר. ועבידן את כל האדם לכף זכות.
So make yourself a rav.
Because through listening to this, to all in Nagina, he's correcting the rectifying the Malchus, the building of Malchus.
Yeah.
And this is what's mean Asel Harav, meaning through the concept of Malchus, and through that you could get through getting a good friend al yedei kaneh.
Kaneh l'chachaver. Kaneh make your throat your friend. Make your voice.
That's connecting the two kruvim.
Right, the two kruvim on top of the ark get connected by this thing.
That you need to have the better merit, the better judgment on each one, because the Eibishter wants.
He wants his world. He doesn't want his world to be destroyed. He wants his world to be. He wants a world so he could dwell in it. So therefore, when you judge somebody, when you judge somebody bad, you're destroying Hashem's world.
And this is why the people say now that the Chazanim are Shnaronim Shoitim, and
they're not proper Chazanim.
Yeah.
Why? It means they're not Bnei Das. They don't. And we said the whole thing was what? The whole thing is Bnei Deya, is to be. It's a question of are you taking the intellect of the, are you expressing intellect of holiness, or you're expressing intellect of the Lumazah, of the other side.
Right. All right. Let's continue where we are today. This was a long recap.
Yeah, because it's a lot of stuff. Yeah. Even though it's not so long inside, it's very heavy. It's very dense. Yeah. השתי
ציפורים דקדושה, שמשם הנבואה נמשכת, הם בניין מלכות דקדושה. The two birds of holiness, that from there, all the prophecy is withdrawn, הם בניין מלכות דקדושה. They are the palace of holiness kingdom.
Yeah.
This was good.
Yeah, and this is from this to two holy birds.
The two holy birds,
right? Which so that lines up because we said before that the unholy music, comes from the evil birds, which are the malchus of the evil side.
Right.
So the holy birds is from the malchus of the good side.
Right. Are you ready for mind blow?
Yeah. Let me get. Where's my helmet? I have a helmet here somewhere.
ועל כן העמדת מלך היה על פי נבואה.
Interesting.
Because this is the kingdom of holiness.
Right. So that's why
we're drawing through nevuah.
Right. Like we know that Shmuel anointed both Shaul and David. And then Nasan Hanavi anointed Shlomo, etc.
Right.
Yeah. The king had to be anointed by a prophet.
It's not only being anointed.
It was also, knowing that
like David, who told him they're going to be
right. How does he know he's going to write
through a navi? He was what? He was a nar.
He was a guy.
When he came to the field, he was very cool, and he was the king clown in a way.
Yeah, he was the entertainment.
He was entertainment of excuse me.
That's what he was. He was entertainment.
והנבואה נמשכת מן הקרובים. And all prophecy comes from the kruvim.
Right. Yeah, because like we know what, right? By Daber you love me, but right, Hashem spoke to Moshe from between the
שהם מבחינת שתי הציפורים הנ"ל, שהם בניין מלכות דקדושה כאן.
Yeah.
When the nevuah went away?
Oh, so the kingship also.
When the nevuah went away?
No, went away by
finish of Pesach Mikdash Rishon.
Yeah.
Mikdash Hashem, he didn't have the kruvim.
Right. They also didn't have proper kings, I don't think.
So,
right?
Yeah. Wow.
So that's now we know I didn't have proper kings.
Only if they didn't have from the Kruvim.
Right. And the Kruvim also was only the proper Kruvim, the original Kruvim.
That was
it was hidden and never came back by the second.
Only Beis Hamikdash Harishon.
Right. So interesting. So look. So it's three things. Three things here. First of all,
the binyan. Wait a second. The binyan of Malchus Kedusha is the Beis Hamikdash. It's Beis Hamikdash.
Correct.
And then
now the Kruvim spoke the Nevuah. So if you didn't have the Kruvim, you can't have the Nevuah. If you can't have the Nevuah, you can't have a king.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right? Wow. It's funny. Wow. It's funny. All of a sudden, all these things, which before seemed like these separate facts,
it's all
like all of a sudden they all come together. It all makes perfect sense. It's one line. Unbelievable.
Wow. So there's two tziporim. Kedusha is the Kruvim.
Yeah, so that's the whole. And the Kruvim have. The Kruvim have the wings that they put to each other,
to face each other. Wow.
Yeah. So that's the holy birds. And what are those holy birds?
Oh, here he says.
And what are the holy birds? Wait, what's the Malchus? The Malchus is the Shechina. That's what Malchus. The Shechina is Malchus.
Yeah.
So the Kruvim are
because he said
they're the Shechina. They're coming down
because
the Shechina.
Beis Hashem, right? What is Beis Hashem? The Beis Hashem is the Beis Hamikdash, right?
Right. Which is the revelation.
So binyan Malchus the Kedusha.
Right.
So this is the house.
Which is also the Shechina, is Hashem's Malchus coming down here on this world. So now you didn't have the Shechina coming down, you didn't have the Kruvim, so you didn't have Nevuah, right? And you didn't have kings.
So we need to go back to אזי, כשיהיה השם למלך על כל הארץ ויתעלם מלכות הקדושה, אזי זה
That's why. That always when Mashiach comes, what's going to happen? Is Hashem will be Melech al Kol Haaretz. The Shekhinah is going to come back down,
and it's going to have his house,
and it's going to have the prophets, and it's going to have the king, and that's why there's going to be the king, King Mashiach. Why is he a king? Why? How can he be? Why? Because it's going to be a prophet. Why? Because it's going to be Kruvim. Why? Because it's going to be a Shekhinah.
Wow. Anyway, מאחר עלות הביאו, היינו, מאחר המניקות, כי הם יונקים לנביאים וכו'.
But this me'achar all is what from the that's like the herd the sheep, right? The herds of sheep.
No, I think the two birds. When are you bringing the two birds?
Right, but it's all but originally me'achar Avi was in Tehillim talking about David HaMelech that he brought King David out from behind the shepherding of sheep. Right. The Levites be Yaakov Amai to be a shepherd for Yaakov his nation. So Hainu me'achar Aminiki. So what does that mean?
Ki em yonkin leneviim וכו'.
So that's how David could be a king, right? Because he brought him out. He brought him out from the nursing place, which is a place that nurses that's this place of the Malchus that nurses the knowledge.
I know. שדוד המלך עליו השלום אוי יכל לתקן ולעלוס גם הנגינה שאינו מאודם כושר.
So David HaMelech had this quality.
Yeah.
That he could,
because he used to,
and we know he used to learn on light, right?
He used to come chatzos. He used to wake
midnight,
up at midnight,
right? He had the wind would come and blow his instrument.
Yes.
And it would wake him up, and he would learn. Yeah. At night specifically. Yeah.
And he was learning only at night because at daytime, he needed to go and deal with Am Yisrael, coming with dinim and everything, wars. So he only learned at nighttime. Right.
So therefore, he possessed this ability to be able to purify the unholy music.
So he managed to even bring to Echal Angina also music that is not from the Adam Kosher, and bring it into Kedusha, like basically taking energy out of the Sitra Achre into the Kedusha.
Taking from the other side and putting it into the
וזהו מאחר הלא יסביהו. מאחר.
Me'achar, right? Like from the other side,
like the other side,
like the Luma said, the other side, like the evil side.
He brings it.
He took from the achar,
and he
right? Like derech acharayim, right? Like acharayim is like in the back.
היינו גם הנגינה שהיא מאחורי הקדושה.
Right.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of holiness.
מבחינת מאחר הלויס, מאחר המניקוס, כי הנגינת הקדישה היא מעט עד הנביאים מניקים. Basically, the holy negina comes only from the Kruvim. Where the Nevi'im Yonkim, right? והנגינה שאינו בקדישה היא בחינס מאחר אלוהיס. מאחורי הקדושה, from
behind. It's
from the back.
Meaning it only it's called it receives its sustenance like a leech, and it receives its sustenance not directly. It receives it like this, like מאחורי.
So it's not only it could do it, the Malchus Zekdisha needed it, okay? ודוד המלך עליו השלום, או יוכל לתקן נגינה זו גם כן, ועל ידי זה ניתן למלכוס הקדושה כנ"ל. So basically, when you have in this world, מאחורי הקדושה, it's not good for the kedusha.
Well, not just that. It is really when you have the achar of the kedusha. So, for example, let's say you have the holy songs, right?
Yeah.
The malchus, the kingship, right? That's holy. The evil songs. It's not like there's the holy songs and there's the evil songs. The evil song is a part of the whole, because really everything is holy. Everything is God. So, what's this unholy music? It's music that fell from the holy music.
Right.
So the holy music, you can't not just eliminate the. I mean, it depends. There's the three klippas that can never be that get wiped out. But most of the stuff is klippas noiga. It just fell from the holiness.
Right.
And you can't wipe it out. It has to be
reunited.
Raised. And not just that. When you raise it, then the whole malchus goes up because now it itself becomes complete.
ועל ידי זה נתעלה מלכות הקדושה כנ"ל, וזהו מאחר עלות הביאו לראות ביעקב וכו', כי על ידי זה זכה למלכות כנ"ל. Through that he was actually a Baal Menachem.
Yeah.
And this is why the only time that King Shaul was able to think clearly.
Because he was like calm. His spirit was calmed. Yeah.
It's only when
David was playing. It was the only time he could. Yeah.
Yep.
And why? Because he had. What does it mean? Also calm. It means that he could actually deal with being a king. With this, what's required is being a king. When King David would, and interestingly, let's make one connection. That's why what in the time to come, it's going to be King David. Right. Mashiach is from the seed of David, Dafka.
Right.
Why from the seed of David? Because King David is the one that could raise up. Because remember, even more than the first base of Mikdash, because that was only in Eretz Yisrael, and it says the whole world is going to become elevated on that level, right? And so just like and also first of all, who built the first temple? And it was Shlomo eventually, but it was actually it's called Beis David, the temple of David. Right, because David is the one who can elevate, and the whole point is not just to be high.
Right.
I mean, that's good also to be high.
I all the time. The higher the better.
The higher the better. But the whole point is to elevate the whole world. That the whole world should be elevated to kedusha, and that's why Mashiach comes from David. Right. Because what's Mashiach has to do? He has to elevate by using this negina. He has to elevate the entire world that it should be in a place of holiness.
Let's make an interesting connection.
Yeah.
The whole Torah Aleph based in Gimel.
Okay.
Basically, it told us in Torah Aleph that through learning Torah, you could get all the davening accepted, right?
Right. He said you bring why? Because it's the chen, it's the grace.
And over here,
grace back to the Jewish people.
Yeah. And over here, it tells you that it's not only learning Torah. You need to learn Torah at night and dafka not to be shalom lishma. It has to be the shema.
Right, it has to be right for its own sake.
And tefillah, we know that tefillah is negina.
Correct.
So through
the negina is
the
negina is accepted. Going back here, the negina is accepted through the limdat Torah. That brings the grace down.
And this brings the grace down. Once you get the grace down, you could actually.
Well, once you have the grace, now you start having Hashem Melech HaKol.
Right. And only who could be who we said here could be the Shliach Tzibur. Only somebody. Oh, this is from
that's all the way in the back. All the way it's also connected.
It's also everything can be connected, and also this Torah base.
Right. Which one was this one? This one was the boat with the fiery thing.
That it looks like all.
Yeah. And what was his final thing over there? That you have to have the there's the weapon of Yosef, but it has you have to give tzedakah in order to aim it properly.
Yeah, so you have the learning.
Right. So that's
and again.
And that's why you have to give tzedakah before davening.
Torah Aleph is basically about.
You just realized there. Okay, so you have to give tzedakah before davening. Why? What's davening? He says negina.
Right.
What do you have to do first before you play? You have to tune your instruments.
Right.
So if your instruments aren't tuned, you can play the right notes and they're not going to go the right place.
How do you get your instruments?
Yeah.
Through learning Torah.
Through learning Torah. Yeah.
So you have learning Torah. First.
Yeah.
Shalosh Chassidus. How's the same about?
Yeah, no. First. Yeah, 3 hours.
3 hours Chassidus. Then give tzedakah.
Yeah.
And then you can get the davening.
Right. Don't what's it called? So it's interesting. That's this explains the reason that we don't jump into davening so quick. Now, even though unfortunately sometimes there's it's easy for us to forget that the reason we're davening later is so we should learn Chassidus and give tzedakah first.
Right. Okay, it's getting 11 o'clock.
Good.
It's actually sharp on the dot.
Okay.
Next week we're gonna have third Dalet.